Hi friends, welcome to A Glow in the Dark. I'm Carissa Karowski, and today I wanted to talk about two different thought patterns that I have noticed and want to get into a little bit more. So they are spiraling thoughts and obsessive thinking, and they feel a little bit different to me. So spiraling thinking is, I think, something I've come up with. I don't know. It's not like an official psychological term, but to me, it means you're kind of starting at this maybe innocuous level, maybe even it could be you're in a good mood, and you just kind of like spiral and descend into chaos and madness. For example, mine were frequently about my weight, not so much anymore, but it could look something like this. This is really hard to do out loud, by the way, so it would never totally equate to what goes on in your head, but I'm going to try. So it could start out as like, I'm not feeling very good about my body today. I feel kind of insecure. I just really didn't look great in the mirror today. I already gained another pound. I feel like I'm trying so hard and nothing's working, and I just can't make any progress, and I'm just so fat, and I've always been this way, and it's just never going to change, and I just can't do anything right, and I'm just so freaking worthless. Okay, so I'm sure every one of you has had an experience like that. Obsessive thinking is a little different because it's focusing on one thing and not being able to move away from it. For example, a record that is skipping, and it's just the pin is going over and over and over, and it just won't move on. I had an experience with that today where I was a little early for a work appointment, just sitting in my car. Don't even remember what I was thinking about, but my brain could not let it go. And it's like you're stuck. You kind of have this paralysis where, again, it's like that record, skipping and skipping. So I just kind of had this thing where I just kept repeating like the same things over and over to myself, trying to come up with a solution. And your brain kind of goes on autopilot, like it's trying to help you, but it's not helping you. So I found with both of these thought patterns, the best way to move forward is to interrupt them in some way. My very first video on this channel was about this. So if you want to see like one of my worst videos, you can go and look at that. But basically, you need to interrupt that thought process because you're stagnant and nothing is changing. So you got to make a change. The very first starting point of doing this is you do have to recognize that you're thinking these things. You can't have your brain on autopilot. So if you haven't already done the work to notice what you're thinking, that's your first step. You really got to get to know yourself and pay attention to the things you're thinking. That's why when I say a lot of my thought spirals were about my weight, I know that because I started paying attention to my self-talk. So you got to figure that out and then find a way to interrupt. So either internally interrupt it, notice you're thinking it, put a stop to it, move on to a different pattern. That can be difficult. So sometimes it might be better to physically change your environment, whether that's you moving to a different room, a different position, taking a very short walk, or changing what you're doing. Maybe go get a drink of water, or if you're on your phone, like putting the phone aside, just some small physical change. When you are doing kind of those obsessive physical habits, it's really, really hard. And I don't like admitting this and being honest about it, but I am a cheek biter and I pick on my skin, on my fingers. And I also get obsessive about Facebook. I feel like I am stuck and I can't get away from it. So I know how hard that stuff is. And again, you just got to break what's going on. So whether it's, again, moving away from it, putting the phone down, whatever you need to do to interrupt that cycle, you're just changing that broken record. skipping record, I feel like, is more accurate. So again, we have spiraling thoughts, where you're just kind of descending and descending into worse and worse thinking, and then obsessive thinking, where you're just going over and over and over the same things, and you just can't seem to break away from that thought process. So I hope that that was helpful and it gave you a few steps moving forward. Happy to answer any questions about this. And I also wanted to let you know that we have a new Facebook community. It's wonderful. Same name as the channel. So it's A Glow in the Dark Tribe. Again, it's a Facebook group. So if you're looking for a supportive community full of beautiful souls, come join us. It is so wonderful. I'm thrilled about it. It's been amazing. So join us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.